Before I get into creating a search interface, let me just tell you about SOSL. So we have been, querying the data some places, right? We have been using the select statement. Uh, this query language is called SOQL, though it looks very similar to SQL, but in Salesforce we call it SOQL. It stands for Salesforce Object Query Language, right? SOQL. Along with SOQL, there is another query language which is used in Salesforce, which is called SOSL, which stands for Salesforce Object Search Language. All right. Now, what is SOSL? SOSL is again, similar to SOQL, but instead of a select statement, here we use a find statement. All right. So this can perform a find. The basic difference between SOQL and SOSL is SOSL can perform a search on multiple objects. So while you write a select statement, you always have to specify a certain object in object name, right? Okay, so basically you decide on which object you want the data to be retrieved from for SOQL, right? So you say select in object name, right? Select whatever, select star from object name, right? Which means a SQL query or SOQL query basically is capable of running within the defined object, only one object. A find statement of SOSL can actually run on multiple objects at the same time, or in fact in all objects, right? So here the syntax is a little different. This is how the syntax is. Syntax is find keyword, what keyword you want to find. Okay. In all fields, returning what all fields you want to return. Okay. Let's say you want to return because it's performing a search in all the objects, then you have to define which fields you want to return from account. Let's say I want to return name, type. So that's how it is. Got it? So this is how it works. Okay. So let's do an example to understand this a little more. Let's say I want to create an interface, a user interface where I should be able to enter a keyword and perform a search on the entire database. Okay, so I want to perform a search on the entire database and return the results wherever there's a match found with the keyword. Okay, that match can be found in account, it can be found in a contact or somewhere, right? So that's our thing, right? So that kind of a search I want to do. So for that, SOQL is not going to work. We'll use SOSL syntax. All right. So let's first of all go ahead and create a class for this. Okay. So first thing that I need is a keyword string which will be searched. Okay, call it a keyword. Okay, one list of account which will be returned after the search result. Okay, to get methods for both of them, public list of account. So one get method for me to display the list of accounts on the page. One more get method for me to display the keyword on the page. Public string get keyword. All right. So we have got two variables and we have got two get methods for that. What else I need? I need a page reference method basically to perform, run that SOSL query. So call it a public page reference search. Okay, so this is where my query should lie. I'll write the query, and there's one more method that I will need for it. That's going to be a void method that will be required for setting the value to this keyword string. See, what basically we are going to do is, sorry, yeah, what we are going to do here is we are going to take the value from the end user. The keyword will come from the end user, right? It's not defined within the code. So for that, I'll define a void method with a parameter. Okay. So public void set keyword string s keyword equals s. Okay. So this method, this is a void method. It will just help me take this parameter string s and assign it to the keyword. Now this keyword is what I'm going to search. All right. So what is the syntax I told you for the query? This thing, right? Find keyword in all fields, returning what all fields you want to return. Okay. So here I will say counts equal to list of count find. This is how it needs to be written. Find keyword, so which means find this string in all fields, and return what? Returning account name, type, industry, phone. Okay, that's it. So this method will let me set the value for the keyword. This method will search for the value, right? And these are just get methods on the page. That's it. So my entire page is almost ready. All that I have to do is, the logic for the page is ready. All that I have to do is I just have to go ahead and create the controllers. Create the page v20. Controller is ready. Call this controller and create the page. So click on create page v20. Controller C7 text page block. Okay, let's call it search interface, and here you create Apex. Alright, input text. Right, I'll use an input text component where the end user can actually enter the details, right? Size 30 and Apex command button search now, action will be search. Form component is required, fix form. Alright, so I've created an input text field and I've created a search button. The search button will call this page reference action, right? This text field will ask for the parameter string s. So for that I just have to say value equals keyword. Okay. That part is done. Now the next thing that we'll have to do is you just have to go ahead and create a table to display the results, right? Text page block section. Results and collapsible equals false, columns equals 1, apex page block table value for this is going to be accounts, variable can be apex column value dot name right. The table I've created, but it's not showing any results at this point of time because that will show results only when I click on the search now button. And before clicking on the search now button, I'll need to enter some keyword here. Let me put some keyword United. All right. Click on search. Okay. Facts field which I am using is not queried here. So it should be queried here. Now it should be fine. All right. Now it's displaying results. We're getting the results based on the keyword, whatever we searched. Can one of you tell me why is it displaying this result? Express, logistic, and transport, and even University of Arizona. Why these last two results are being showed while I'm searching for United? Anyone?
Maybe if there's some description on the hidden fields that it may be written in the United. That's how it is pulling every information regarding the data.
Yes, because it's
Yeah,
performing a search in all the fields, right? So wherever, if it finds a United keyword anywhere in that record, it displays that record. So for those records, the United keyword was appearing in the country, United States, right? So it's performing search in all fields. In case you don't want to do this, then you just want to search in the name fields. You have that option of writing it in name fields. You can quickly save it. Now if you perform the search, then it will only show you the records where the United keyword appears in the name. Got it? So this is how this SOSL works. I'm gonna share with you, a reference guide for SOQL and SOSL. Yeah, basically, writing query is simple, but at times you need help to that, say to the syntax thing primarily. So you have a nice document from Salesforce, SOSL and SOQL reference guide. I'll just share the link with you. See, force.com SOQL and SOSL reference. It has every detail about the syntax and everything. So this is for SOQL, the first one, typographical convention and quoted strings and everything. And the other one is this one. These guys really had nice documents earlier, and the same document was actually, uh, you know, this had a nice user interface which was easy to navigate and all. Now I don't know what made them make it so complicated. You might have seen the earlier ones, right? Have you seen any of the documents that they had earlier? There was very simple kind of a menu in the left hand side, and it used to display a long list. Now they have just made a small list, so navigation through the topics becomes a little difficult. I don't know what made them think about it and design it and make it so jazzy kind of thing. It was better earlier. Don't know if someone gets a feedback, they might change it. But anyhow, it's the same link, but the look and feel has changed. So all the details about SOQL and SOSL, like if you want to, read more details about SOSL, how it's written, see. So about SOSL, typographical conventions, in clause, returning clause, limit clause, offset, syntax. See, this is what we did. Find the search query in a search group, returning what field spec, right? That's it. So we did in all fields. You can do it in name fields, email fields, phone fields, and sidebar fields. Okay, so you can perform search in these fields. Got it? Okay. Any questions or doubts on this? Please let me know. The search interface. I'm just putting this link in the chat window for your reference. Copy and paste it somewhere so that you can read more about SOQL and SOSL from here. All right. So we are okay on that. Okay. So next thing that we're going to talk is the Next thing that we're going to talk about is the controller extension, the fourth type of controller. So we have been working with custom controller. Now we'll talk about controller extension, the fourth type of the controller. This controller extension is a very simple thing. There is nothing new in it. It's a class which can be used on a page as an extension, right? So your page can already have a controller, and this extension controller can be used as an extension to that controller, right? So far you have just been using one controller on the page, right? But we also have an option of using an extension on the page, which means you can have a primary class or primary controller, and on top of that you can have an extension. Got it? So it's like um, I'm using a standard controller for the page, and that allows me to look into the standard logics. On top of that, I want to let's say on top of that I just want to have one custom logic written, or like one small custom logic written. Standard controller I'll use, but one custom logic I want to use. All right. Then I can define a controller as a custom controller, a controller extension. All right. So it's very simple. All that we have to do is go ahead and create a class. Click on new. Let me create this extension class, and I don't want to do anything here. I'll just say string. I'll just define a string here. String hello equals how are you. All right, and I define a get method. I'm just using a very simple thing. All right, public string get hello return hello. All right, that's it. So if you want to use a controller as an extension, right, or if you want to use a class as an extension, you just have to write this one extra line here, right? One constructor you have to just write. So the syntax for that is apex pages dot standard controller. If you want to use it for a standard controller, so you just write apex pages dot standard controller and give it a name, std, whatever you want. All right. Now this can be called as an extension to a to a standard controller page. So let me go to another page. The name of this is E1. Let me go ahead and create a page. Apex E21. Let's say on this page I'm using a standard controller. Account. right? So standard controller will allow me to use the standard functionalities of Salesforce, use the basic standard functionalities of the Salesforce controller, right? Give me 1 second, please. Hello. Hello. Yeah. So now basically what I'm trying to do here is I want to use the standard functionality of the account standard controller, right? But I need one custom method. All right. So for that, I'm calling that extension. Call the extension E1 here. Okay. So this page becomes a combination of a standard and a custom controller now, basically, right? So standard controller by default, I'm calling the account standard controller and I'm calling the extension also. Okay. Now, whatever standard logic you want to put, you can put, let's say you want to display the apex, use the apex detail component, the detail component will work, right? And you can also call your methods from the extension class, which is hello. See, your hello is returning this, and detail will return the details of the records, basically if you supply the ID here. But the logic of the extension, why we are using an extension? So it's basically, it works, acts as an extension to primary controller, right? So far, whatever controllers we have done, the first three, the standard, standard list and custom controller, they are to be used as the primary controller. But this extension is like an add-on. You already have a page that already has a controller and you don't want to, if it's a standard controller, you cannot do anything on that, right? So any custom logic that you want to put, you have to basically go from the extension route. You have to create an extension. All right. If it's a custom controller, if you already have a page with a custom controller, there also you might require an extension. So let's say someone else has created a page and he has put a custom controller there. Now you don't want to actually go and change the code in that custom controller or in that class. You don't want to get into that. What you can do is you can simply go ahead and create an extension and use that for your one or two methods that you want, right? So this is like a top up or add-on, right? Now, only difference between a custom controller and an extension is the way it is being called. Defining methods and everything is all same. Got it? Any questions on this? The extension thing? Whatever now methods you want to define in this, the way you want to call it, you can do that. Any questions or doubts here for the extension? All right. I want you to do one small thing. The codes that we have done, so far, the ones which we have done, what you can do is at least try to use 2 to 3 of them as in an extension controller. All right, so that's going to be an activity for you. At least try to use 2 to 3 of the codes that we have done so far from the custom controller thing, right? 2 or 3 of them to be used as an extension in some standard controller page, right? So standard controller page you can take of your choice, take it for account, opportunity, right? So that's what I want you to do. Can we do that? So tomorrow we will see that, and tomorrow we will start talking about triggers. So that's the next level of Apex programming, how we use Apex without the Visual Force page, right? So that's it for today. In case you have any question or doubt, please let me know. No doubts? Good.
Yeah, Jeet,
Mm-hmm.
uh, as yesterday I was not able to attend the session,
Mm-hmm.
and
No,
same
yesterday
way
there was
I
no
missed few
session.
sessions as I was in my hometown. So, I need, Acha, is it?
Huh, those
Okay,
also.
so I need some recordings of last 15 days when I was in my hometown, because sometimes I missed my session and sometimes my there was a problem in my network connectivity, so I was not able to attend properly that session.
You have the
So
previous
could you send me
link
the
of
recordings on that link?
you have the previous link of the
Yeah,
videos.
yeah, I have that previous link, and yes, I have that link.
So I think the videos are all there till last Friday.